Hi, Nancy with the Toll Podcast. Season 2, Poison Control, is out now. I would love for you to join me on this journey. I want to feature this time husband number 3, Bruce. David, his son, said after his dad had, I think it was a quadruple bypass, he felt fantastic and he was ready to get back out there and start dating. So he jumped on an online LDS dating site, and that's where he met Jeannie. Jeannie was fresh off divorce from Roy, husband number 2. And even as she was in the middle of that divorce, she was on this online dating ad. And in steps Bruce. Let's listen to David, Bruce's son.
My dad had this personality, and so to me at the time, I thought that this woman kind of intrigued him because she had this ad that I think the headline or something was talking about killing first husband, maybe making the second husband go crazy, looking for the third. And so I think we all laughed about that, thinking that this woman maybe had a personality that could match my dad's wit.
Right. Jeanette tells the story how Jeannie was like, oh, he's got a big bag of medicine. I can't do that. But then they go up into the mountains for their first date and they roast marshmallows. He says, I have $2 million in UPS stock. And she says, let's get married. And she proposes. Let's hear from David.
It was just kind of scary for us to see that he was having so much fun and enjoying his second part of his life, and then it was just when he was getting married real fast, and so we were kind of nervous about that. Weren't too sure, and he had told us that he had wanted to get married, I think, at a later time, but that she was kind of like the boss, I think, and that she wanted to get married, and so I think it happened in December of 1999. That was the first time that I actually met Jeannie. It was at their wedding.
Does that sound familiar? That's what happened with husband number 2. So yeah, they met in person in like September. Jeanette says that Bruce started sending Jeannie money right away, and then boom, they were married by December. Solidified. He was moving from Michigan to Utah, and they were starting their life together. David also tells a story about how just mere hours before he gave his dad's eulogy, he found out that Jeannie was being investigated by the FBI for poison. You want to talk about a whirlwind of emotions. And then I asked him if he was ever questioned by the FBI. And guess what? He wasn't. He wasn't.
We had phone conferences with our attorney or attorneys at the time discussing the proceedings, and then my sister, who was kind of in charge of the family affairs from that point on, had conversations and would share the I guess the findings or the discussions with the family.
This woman who allegedly was tagged as serial killer by the FBI. I mean, I have papers from the FBI, from the Freedom of Information Act, that lists serial killings, and then first husband and also others. And David was in the crosshairs. Like, he would travel, he would stay in their home, he would get very sick. He has episodes today that doctors cannot figure out what is wrong with him. He suffers today from the effects of being in that house with Jeannie. And David was never even questioned. Please join me on this journey, The Toll, Season 2, Poison Control. Thank you for sharing The Toll. Thanks for listening. We all have a story.